Hey, welcome back to my channel, Notes by LaRue. It's your girl, Deetra LaRue, and here I strive to bring you motivation, encouragement, and hope, one note at a time. If you are new to this channel and would like to become one of my beloved note takers, please make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my uploads. Having said that, grab a pen, a pad, and prepare to take some notes because class is officially in session. So, last year, I had a speaking engagement at one of the local universities here. And one of the things that they wanted me to do was do what I do best, which is motivate people and give them encouragement. So I had written this speech entitled Running Without Hindrance. And let me tell you how I had come up with that. Last year, I was online watching this kind of like an interview or some sort, or a playback, I should say, of this track star who's very competitive, and he was running a very prominent race. It was not Usain Bolt, but it was another guy who is unknown to me at least. But anyway, the whole gist of the story is that as he was running this race and he was in the lead, looking straight ahead towards the finish line, unbeknownst to us and him, something happened. And when I say something happened, something terrible happened. He became injured. Immediately, he started to hobble on one leg while grimacing in pain, holding his ankle. And from there, he went straight to the ground and not to the finish line. At this point, he saw everybody pass him by. They're just zooming by. And you can just see the look of defeat on his face because he was this close, yet he was so far away. Well, you would think he would have given up and say, hey, I'm just going to take my L like a man and just keep it moving. But he did not. He kept moving all right. He kept moving straight to that finish line. So he hopped and he hopped and he hopped and he hopped all the way to the end. And finally, he crossed the line. Afterwards, one of the local reporters was speaking with him and interviewing him. And she said to him, you had already lost the race, but what made you continue to go on? And he said to her, despite the hindrance that got in my way, which is my injury, my whole goal was to cross the finish line. Ultimately, it does not matter who gets there first and cross it first. The whole point of the matter is as long as you cross the line. I was like, man, that just spoke volumes to me because that's something that I'm constantly embedding into my students' head and letting them know, hey, listen, it doesn't matter who get their degree first. This is not a race. Your education is not a relay race. I don't care how long it takes you to get it. The most important thing is that what? You got it. It don't matter if Joe Blow or suddenly Susan graduated before you, a year or two before you, even though you all may have started out at the same time, but you got to understand this, just as the individual in the race, you're all going to start out together. But somewhere along the line, someone is going to get injured, aka drop out. Some people are going to have life to happen. They get married, they have children, their work got in the way and would not permit them to work full-time and attend school as well. So if I'm trying to support my family and go to school, which one do you think outweighs the other? I'm going to support my family. I can always come back to school. I may not always have my family. So I always tell myself, hey, listen, I would rather you take your time and do well than to rush and to fail. Yeah, I know you came in with your friends and you had these goals set up and say, hey, well, when we started together, we're going to get through this together and we're going to finish together. It's not always going to work out that way. It's like with any goal that you have. You may see the goal. You may say, okay, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z to help me to achieve this goal. But guess what? You're going to have A, B, and C to get in your way. You're going to have a lot of hindrances. A lot of times it's things, but for the most part, it's people. And the sad thing about it is those people are extremely close to you. They can be family members, they can be friends, neighbors, church, who knows? But what I do know this is that nobody is going to go in life without some type of trial, tribulation, and adversity. The main important thing is, what are you going to do when you're affronted with them? Are you going to fall down and quit and watch everybody pass you by and reach the finish line? Or are you going to get up and continue to hobble on until you reach the finish line and cross it? Again, it does not matter who beats you there first, or who gets first, or who crossed first. The most important thing is that you made it across the line. That's the whole goal anyway, to make it across the line. And that is one of the things that a lot of people go wrong with, because for whatever reason they put themselves on this time schedule. Hey, okay, so I know when you go to undergrad school and get my bachelor's degree, it's going to take me 4 years to do it. So, okay, I got to do all this within 4 years. But within those 4 years, they've experienced death, they've experienced job loss, they've experienced moving, they've experienced dissolution of marriages. They have experienced a lot of things that most people experience. It's called life. Life happens. And sometimes life can be your hindrance. Your circumstances are your hindrances. They will get in the way. But the most important thing is this: regardless of them getting in your way, you have to make it up in your mind to say, hey, you know what? I'm at a crossroad right now. I'm down right now. I need to take a breather from this relay race. It's not to say that I'm giving up and that I'm quitting, but I just need to take some time to, just devote some time and attention to what I have going on over here that is not on the track field. But don't count me out, because I'm coming back. I'm going to finish. But right now, I just need to focus on this. And sometimes people put their focal point on those circumstances or those issues, and they never rejoin the race. They give up. They use that word that we do not use and that I do not permit my students to use. They use the Q word. They quit. They're throwing in the white towel. A white flag, I should say. They have given up, and they have resigned themselves to the idea that, hey, you know what? Maybe this is not for me. Maybe this is just not my race, which ultimately it is your race. The thing of the matter is, you chose to quit the race. Why? Because you allow hindrances to get in your way. You allow something or some people to obstruct your view and to get in your way of reaching your goals. And you say, hey, you know what? This is just too strong. I can't deal with this. I don't know if it's because you don't have the confidence, or you think that you're not worthy of such goals, dreams, or aspirations, or whatever it is that they may be, that you're acquiring to get. I'm not quite sure what excuse you've given yourself and everyone else. But the thing about it is, it doesn't matter to us whether you cross the finish line or not. It matters to you whether or not you cross the finish line, because you have to look at it this way. All of us are running a race. But the thing about the matter is, our finish line looks nothing like each other. My finish line may be, I want to start a business. Your finish line may be, you want to go on and get your master's degree, but you have to get your bachelor's degree first. Someone else's finish line may be, hey, now that I've got my degree, I can finally settle down and have this family that I've been dreaming and hoping of, because I'll have the money to be able to financially support my family. But if you quit and you give up, not only do you not have the family, but now you don't have the financial resources that you need to have in order to take care and support your family. Again, like I said, everybody is going to go through something. Everybody is presently going through something. The thing of the matter is, are you going to get through it? Or are you going to allow it to get to you, where it stops you from keep on going and keep on pushing? Be like the competitive racer. He was so close, yet he was so far away. But at the end of the day, he never quit and he never gave up. Because in his eyes, he was a winner still. Although he didn't get the trophy, he walked away with the prize. And that was knowing that he did all he could to cross that finish line, which ultimately was his goal. He may not have ranked first, second, or third, but in the viewer's eyes, he ranked above them all because he was so admirable and kept going despite the pain that he was in and despite the injury he had, ultimately he had gotten. So I say to you all today, it does not matter what your goal is, what your dream is, what your aspirations are. Keep running. You're going to have people to get in your way. You're going to have things to get in your way. You are going to get delayed. You are going to be steered off course. But the one most important thing you have to do, regardless of how far you get away from the race, always, always, always find yourself back and get back into place. And remember, it does not matter who crosses the finish line first, as long as you cross the line yourselves.